What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Talking with the Beaters, episode 170, part 2. This one talking about all the SEC teams. We're talking about the conference as a whole, giving out our overall predictions, title game, disappointing team, surprising team, everything you can think of from our first part. So let's hit right into it. Last year, Georgia ended up winning the conference at 11-3, 6-2 in conference play. Texas, Tennessee, Alabama, LSU were the next coming up play or teams there. A lot of good conference games this year because SEC is pretty much, I'd say, probably one of the most well-rounded conferences when it comes to top to bottom. There are obviously some bottom feeders in the conference, but I think for the most part, it looks pretty solid. But things to think about this year: is Alabama going to be able to get it done? Is Georgia going to be able to get back to the SEC title game? Is Texas the correct number one team in the nation, number one team in the SEC? A lot of question marks with some of these top teams. But Vincent, we'll start off with you. What do you think about Texas this year? Do you think they're an actual good number one team in the nation?
Texas is going to be pretty good this year. If he lives up to the hype, he should be fine. Either way, he has Coach Sarkisian in there. I think he does a good job with his quarterbacks and his offense. Their biggest mistake is that when it comes down to it, as we saw last year, Sark and his team, for some reason, they kind of choke under pressure,
Every
but I
year.
do believe almost every year with him, yeah. But it'll be interesting. I think Texas is a very good team. I think Georgia's coming up. I think you're wrong. I think LSU is very good. I think Alabama will be rounding out that conference behind them.
All right. Dan, what do you think about Texas this year?
I think Texas is good. I mean, I think they'll be the top of the conference for the regular season. And like Vincent, they choke in the big games. They can't win the big games at the very end. So, and I've said that about Sarkisian forever. He's done that like kind of his whole career. So I don't think it's going to change.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Texas, I think is definitely valued at a high spot in the nation. I think it's for good reason. They have a good roster around them. I actually do think coaching has been doing pretty well, but you guys already mentioned he seems to kind of not do great under pressure. I think there's a good chance that happens again this year. We're going to see it week 1. They get Ohio State on the road to start out the season. So we'll see it then. We're really not going to see it for a while until probably about week 5 or 6 when they play either Florida or Oklahoma. The Red River rivalry. Rivalry games always go not what you expect. It's always closer than it should be. Uh,
Miles, what was the old name of that game?
Red River rivalry.
Shootout. Go ahead.
Oh,
Next.
is it okay? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Florida on the road could be good because the Swamp is usually a pretty tough place to play at. But then the rest of the season is pretty cakewalky until you hit probably Georgia at third week left in the season. So I think Texas, as long as they get past Ohio State, looks pretty solid going into those last couple weeks of the season. So to me, they could be a very early lock for a college football playoff. As long as they continue on. Now, Arch Manning, I don't know if he's a Heisman Trophy candidate. I mean, obviously
If you're on
everybody's
the
talking
number
about
one
him.
team in the country, you lead the offense to the playoffs, you will be
But
a
he's
Heisman
only
Trophy candidate.
he's only run like a dozen plays, and half of those were running plays. I don't see why
Yeah.
everyone's so big on him right now. He hasn't done anything.
Yeah, I need to see more from him. I mean, I get it. You're right. If you're on the top team and you're the quarterback of the top team, you're going to get looked at. But I want to see more from him until he gets my vote. I think there's probably going to be other people that are going to leapfrog him that aren't as good as Texas, but are better quarterbacks in the nation. But I mean, obviously, I digress. Oklahoma, are they in the wrong conference?
No. No.
They're not going to be relevant right now or the next couple of years. And
6-7 last year, 2-6 in conference play. I don't think they do very well again this year. I mean, is that just me?
no,
That's another team I think they can flip their win total.
You think so?
I think it'll be 8 or 7 wins. Yeah.
Okay, because I've seen mixed emotions online. I've seen some saying, yeah, they're going to win 7, 8 games. I've seen others say they're probably going to only win like maybe 5 games and miss a bowl game. So I'm kind of in the middle where I think they might be 6-6.
Yeah, it'll be
middle of
the pack. I mean, 6-6 or
yeah,
7-5. That's not really a good record, for on the SEC. There'll be too many people, that are undefeated or one-loss teams, going into it.
yeah. You mentioned when we were talking about the Big Ten, Brian Kelly and how he did at Notre Dame and honestly did not do all that great based off of
Until
what
the
he was
end.
given. LSU this year, is this a do or die for Kelly? How much longer are they going to give him? Because it seems like
This is
he's
it.
getting good roster and he's just not getting it done.
Yeah, this is it for him. There's how many memes does he have to become? How many more internet stuff that has to come behind him? If he can't produce, he can't get to 10 wins. I think that would be a disappointing, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking somewhere else after that.
Yeah. What do you think, Dad?
Yeah, no, he does need to win. He's had a few bad seasons already. Other than what when Daniels won the Heisman, they really haven't talked about LSU about much. They haven't come up as being good in any aspect besides that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. I'm not going to say much more. All right, so let's head into top five in the conference. Vincent, we'll start off with you. Who's your top five?
Top five: Texas, Georgia, LSU, Bama, and then I would say an outside shot to get into that five, maybe in the top three. I liked what they're doing down there in South Carolina.
Hmm. All right.
Go Cox.
I got Texas, Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, and then that like kind of outsider would be like Ole Miss. I think Kiffin's he's one of those other guys too that does decent during the year, but just doesn't have enough at the end of the season.
Okay. For me, I got Alabama, Texas, Georgia. I think LSU is able to get to 10 wins before postseason starts. And Ole Miss is my hopeful at number five, but I like South Carolina a lot too. I think they're going to be a sneaky good team, at least cause a lot of problems with some of these top teams that they have on their schedule here. So that's my top five. Dad, who's your title game though?
Texas and Alabama.
Vincent?
Texas, Georgia.
Texas, Georgia. Okay, I thought you guys had the same one. So who do you have winning then?
We got Texas winning it.
Texas? Do you have Texas as well?
Yeah.
I have Texas, Alabama. I'm actually really high on Alabama this year. I think they're going to turn the tables. I think DeBoer is able to figure it out after year one.
Is it like one of those do or die years for DeBoer because he was like so bad last year?
Mm.
I mean, they don't have a short. They have like short leashes down there in Alabama, right? Because of high expectations.
Everybody forgets Alabama before Saban was there. They were a mediocre team at best. So they've dealt with it before. Just like USC in the previous conference. I mean, they have years where they were down. It's not like a do or die. So I see them giving more years. He's a guy that needs to build a program and they have to believe in him. I think he can get that going.
Yeah, and I think this might be the year he gets to the 10 win mark. I actually have him at 11-1 this year. I think their only loss will either be a Georgia on the road or an Auburn on the road.
Who's their quarterback?
It's freshman or sophomore, early guy that
I
hasn't
give
played
Arch
very much.
Manning. I give Arch Manning the nod over almost everybody in that conference.
Over the South Carolina guy. What's his name? Sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I like
Better
Sellers a lot.
Better complete quarterback.
Okay. I'll give you that. Better probably complete quarterback. I think Sellers does
He can
have
do
some
everything
better.
Sellers does and more.
Okay. All right.
The other guy I like in the SEC is the guy from Oklahoma. If he's playing, I know he's had some trouble of recent times, some old tweets coming out. But was it John Mater? John Mater, he's very good. He was exciting at Washington State. He was fun to watch, and I think that he can be like who was that quarterback at Vandy a couple years ago? I think he can be like him, kind of surprise a couple people with like a last minute winner.
Was that his name Diego or something like that?
Yeah,
Diego.
yeah. And then I guess there's a lot of news about this guy, Ahmed Hardy from Missouri. I guess he transferred to Missouri. Last year, rushed for 1,300 yards on 237 carries. I think he went to like University of Lafayette Moreau. I guess he's supposed to be some sort of breakout this year as well. So keep your eyes on him. That would answer my. I don't have a surprise team. I have a couple surprise players.
Oh, okay. All right.
They're going to be exciting.
Dad, do you have a surprise team?
I'm thinking Tennessee. I like what he's been doing over there at Tennessee. I know they lost a quarterback to UCLA, but I kind of like the way he's running the program and everything over there. And he as a quarterback in what he was at Oklahoma, right? He threw the ball a lot, and I like the way he's running the offense over there at Tennessee. So I like Tennessee. I like the Vols.
For me, we already mentioned it. South Carolina. That's my surprise team. I think they go probably 8-4 this year. They got tough games. LSU on the road, Ole Miss, A&M on the road. They play at home against Clemson and Alabama. So I think they're going to give all those teams a good run for their money. I think they squeak out a couple of those wins too, maybe in there. So I think probably 8-4 for South Carolina. It could get better, but it also could be worse. Disappointing teams though. I'll start off. I got Tennessee. I think just the whole controversy over the offseason, what they're doing at the quarterback situation, I don't really think it's going to be great this year for Tennessee. So I think Tennessee is my disappointing team.
Well,
of the year.
with the quarterback,
That whole situation, I think
that's
they
a
brought
plus for the program because they kind of stood their ground and said, "Hey, we're not going to let this guy and his dad kind of run what's going on here." You know, they're not bigger than the program itself, and I think that's a good thing for Tennessee. I don't know. When you have 20 teams in a conference, there's a lot of bottom dwellers down there. You know.
Yeah. No, I think based off of expectations too of what they did last year, making the playoffs, I think they could miss the playoffs this year.
Okay.
So, what do you got?
For what?
Disappointing team.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have a disappointing team. You know, like the Gators.
The Gators for Vincent.
Yeah.
You know what? Other than the top 5 or 6 teams, everyone else is just it's like everyone else. It's just all the other guys. Unless one of those top 5, do something bad and drop out. I don't care about the rest of the conference.
Yeah. So you say Florida?
I say Florida. Florida is a big name in the SEC. I think they've been fighting. The alumni and everybody who loves that school has been fighting to come back and be relevant once again. And I don't think they have the coach. I was excited about him when he was up for grabs. I thought he was anywhere he went, he would be successful. And Florida has been kind of a disappointment. So I can see Florida thinking that they are in the top 3 and just being where they were last year, which would be funny.
Yeah. So I mean, there's all valid reasons for Florida being bad this year, or at least worse than expectations. Worst team in the conference, I think, is Mississippi State. I don't know if you guys all agree, but
Whoa.
They're pretty bad last
Stark
year.
Vegas?
What'd you say?
Starkville, Mississippi.
Starkville?
You're saying a team whose city is called Starkville, nicknamed Stark Vegas, is the worst team in the SEC? You gotta be crazy.
Who do you think?
Vanderbilt
was surprising last year. I think they come out with some surprising wins.
They had that quarterback. Unless he's Superman's back there, Vandy, we'll see what happens. Mississippi State is going to be fun.
I wouldn't be surprised if Vandy's at the bottom again. I think Mississippi State didn't do anything.
Thanksgiving, Ole Miss, watch your ass.
Any final comments from the conference itself that you guys want to mention? I like it.
Actually,
just because it's fun, I don't mean it. They're going to win it, but it's just fun.
No, I'm happy with that.
Overall, I think this, for the first time in a long time, there's more parity in the conference than there has been. Any of the top, there's 5 teams that could then win it, not just you're not talking about just 1 or 2. You're talking about more than that, which is good. It's nice.
Yeah. It's not just Alabama or
It's more up for grabs than it ever has been.
Yeah. It's going to be like how the old Pac-12, they're going to beat up on each other a little bit, and it's going to be good. It's going to be fun to watch. Every week's going to be exciting.
Which is good for the Big Ten, baby.
It is good for the conference.
The other conferences are going to love that.
The Big Ten.
It'll be good.
Other conferences, the Big Ten. I'm sorry. Back-to-back national champion. Thank you very much.
All right, guys, that will do it for this episode. Episode 170, part 2 in the books. We officially have the SEC and the Big Ten covered. Up next is the Big 12. So you guys want to go watch that episode, make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, that bell icon, so you guys are notified when that episode does drop. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a lot of really good opinions on the Big 12. Plus, we got the ACC, the mid-majors, and the college football playoff predictions to come forward. So make sure you guys stick around for those ones. But we appreciate you guys listening to this one. Have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you guys later.